Hi. So I have two videos to make today because I have two topics I want to cover. The first topic I want to cover is retreating, introverting. Something that I do when I'm too emotional to figure out what I want or need at the moment, or what I want or need from other people at the moment. So I kind of just shut down and wait till it's over. And when I do that, I tend not to talk to many people. I miss appointments. I don't show up things that I said I would show up for. I miss phone calls because I look at the phone and I just dread to answer it because I don't have anything to say, because I'm just crying and it's not pretty, and I barely text anybody, and usually I'm a textaholic. And this past week I went through that. What makes me introvert or retreat within myself is usually emotional vulnerability. Sorry, I just got my tongue pierced recently and it's slurring my words a little bit. But anyways, so several different things make me emotionally vulnerable. First of all, anytime I'm sick, I feel emotionally vulnerable. Anytime I'm upset, I feel emotionally vulnerable. Anytime that I need somebody for something, I feel vulnerable. I don't like to feel like I need anybody. Really, at this point in my life, I want to be self-sufficient. And I got some news last week about some spinal nerve damage, and basically I will be crippled to at least some degree for the rest of my life, and it will probably just get worse the older that I get. And for anyone, that's hard to hear, but for a 24-year-old mom of 3 young boys, it was devastating. So there was the blow enough that, you can't be self-sufficient if you can't even walk on your own. And then it just added a lot of stress because there are 4 new doctors that I have to see. I have to see a neurologist, I have to see a physical therapist, I have to see a, what's called, pain management specialist, and I have to see a orthopedic, and most likely a chiropractor. So that's at least 4 more doctors, if not 5. Can put that on top of the fact that I already see my psychologist every 2 weeks, my psychiatrist every month, and then the new general practitioner that I'm about to see for at least the first few months while she's putting me back on my thyroid meds. I'm going to have to see her every 6 weeks. And I don't know how often I'm going to have to see all these other new doctors, so I was under a lot of stress. And then I've been off my thyroid medication, and I have hypothyroidism, and if you're not aware of what hypothyroidism can cause, first of all, my acne flares up really, really horribly, which makes me self-conscious. Second of all, it messes with my emotions. There are many, many other symptoms, but those are the 2 big ones for me. It's the acne flare-up, and it makes me emotional when I'm off my thyroid meds. I cry a lot. I don't like to cry. I certainly don't want people to see me cry, hear me cry, know that I'm crying. I just don't like it. It makes me feel uncomfortable. And then when I get all these feelings, like when I feel like I need somebody for something, then I feel guilty. I feel guilty for needing somebody, and then I feel angry at myself that I need the help, and then I feel angry that I feel guilty because in certain circumstances everybody needs help. And I could just kind of shut down. And so this video was, number 1, to let the people in my life know, if you don't know me well enough yet to know that I do these things and this is why I do these things, there you go. If I haven't talked to you in a while, if I blew you off without a good reason, I just wasn't in a good place. When I can't keep my emotions in check, I don't like to be around other people. It makes me feel very uncomfortable. And the closer I am to you, the more uncomfortable I feel. Not that that probably makes sense to you, but for somebody with an attachment disorder, you guys understand. Also, I would like to know from my viewers, what makes you introvert? What makes you retreat within yourself? What makes you block out people for periods of time? And how do you cope with that? Usually if I just have one or two things that aren't major that kind of make me feel emotionally vulnerable, I have coping skills that I pull out for that. I do some charting and journaling, and I can pull myself together. Now when I have multiple things or something very serious, it usually takes my shrink to help pull me back together. And I got to see him yesterday, and he made me feel a lot better, and I'm doing much better, other than the fact that I'm still kind of dealing with this whole spinal nerve damage that it's just got me shaking pretty good. But I'm much better dealing with it today than I have been all week. So I'm doing better, and slowly, everyone out there who I've ignored, I will get back to you. I will call you, I will text you. I'm working on it. I'm getting back. But that's what I wanted to talk about today, was just what makes me retreat. And I'd like to get some feedback from you guys, so do that. By the way, my new meds are doing great. I've been on them for about 2 months now, and I did have this 1 week of emotional, but the thing about the medications are for my bipolar and my anxiety. There are no medications for borderline personality disorder or attachment disorder. So I'm still going to have some bad times. They're just not as often or as depressive or rageful. So the meds are doing great, and that's amazing. It's made all the difference in my life. Even having a bad week, I can look back and say, that week would have been a lot worse without my chill pills, my mood stabilizers. It would have lasted more than a week, or it would have gotten to the point where I went into psychosis, and neither of those things happened. So I'm happy. So that's all I have to say for this video. Until next time.